Welcome back to Ronin Recap. Now on to the next chapter.
Lin Fan could not be bothered to talk to Wang Xichin. After picking up the property ownership certificates and keys, he strode toward the Lamborghini that was parked in front. He opened the car door and got in. Then, he stepped on the accelerator and sped forward. At that moment, Li Jiahu dragged his fat body down the stairs and complained, "Mom, when will the people who are supposed to clear the toilet arrive? I'm about to die from the smell." The next moment, Li Jiahu's eyes widened as he shouted excitedly, F***CK. That Lamborghini is awesome. There's actually someone in our neighborhood who drives a Lamborghini. That's too awesome. As he spoke, Li Jiahu quickly took out his phone and took a few photos of the Lamborghini that was about to disappear from his sight. Seeing how excited Li Jiahu was, Wang Xichin said, "Jiahu, do you like that car? When you find a job, I'll buy you one." In her eyes, if Lin Fan could afford to drive that car, it definitely would not be all that great. "Are you gonna buy that car?" Li Jiahu asked. "Mom, do you know how much it costs? How much can a car cost? 200,000? Wang Xichin said. A few years ago, the house that belonged to Wang Xichin's family was demolished. From there, they got paid nearly $1 million. Wang Xichin would not feel too much heartache even if she were to for out 200,000 yuan for her son. 200,000? It wouldn't be enough even if you had 10 times that amount. That was a Lamborghini, a super sports car. It costs almost 10 million in the country. Li Jiahu said. What? Wang Xichin shouted, her mouth forming an O. 10 million? Even if she were to sell herself, she would not be able to get that much money. At this moment, Wang Xichin suddenly remembered why Lin Fan's clothes looked so familiar. A few days ago, Li Jiahu really liked that set of clothes when he was shopping at KM Mall. However, Wang Xichin saw that the set of clothes cost tens of thousands of dollars, so she dragged Li Jiahu out. Immediately after, Wang Xichin thought of the property ownership certificates and keys that Lin Fan had dropped on the floor. A terrifying thought suddenly appeared in her mind. Could it be that all those houses were his? At this thought, Wang Xichin could not help but gasp. At that moment, Lin Fan had already arrived at Washington Palace. He took out the keys to open a few houses and found that all the houses were well decorated and fully equipped with household appliances. One could move in directly with one's bags. Then, Lin Fan took the bag and went to a housing agency nearby. Hello, how may I help you? The salesperson with black-rimmed glasses said. Lin Fan said, I have a place in Washington Palace, and I want you guys to help me rent it out. By the way, is your manager here? I think it's best to let your manager handle this. I've always been in charge of the rental and sale of the houses in Washington Palace. Just give me the information about the house, and I'll definitely help you rent it out at the highest price and in the shortest time possible, the salesperson said with a smile. It seemed that the salesperson thought that Lin Fan's place referred to a normal house instead of the entire building. Therefore, his tone was extremely relaxed and indifferent. All right then, Lin Fan nodded. Then, Lin Fan took out the property ownership certificates and keys from his pocket. When the salesperson saw it, he immediately opened his mouth wide and froze in place. After a while, he said in a daze, Please have some tea first. You can sit here for a while. I'll get the manager to come serve you. Soon, a woman in a business suit walked out quickly. Lin Fan sized up the woman from top to bottom. Her facial features were exquisite, her skin was fair, and her figure was full and round. Her white shirt was about to burst open, and her straight long legs were wrapped in loose trousers. She looked mature and capable, making people restless at the sight of her. She would score about 94 points. Hello, I'm the manager of Dongcheng District, Han Tian. This is my business card. May I know your name, sir? Han Tian handed over her business card and said. At the same time, Han Tian was also secretly sizing up Lin Fan. He had well-defined facial features, a height of 1.8 meters, and was wearing a new set of brand-name clothes. He also exuded a special aura. He was simply a heartthrob. Only one word popped up in her mind: handsome. Washington Palace was the best housing area in the school district in Zhongbei. It had always been priceless. As the manager of Dongqing District, Han Tian was very clear that Building A was owned by a mysterious person. She had spent a lot of effort trying to find out more about this mysterious person, but to no avail. Han Tian thought of a possibility. Perhaps this mysterious person had committed a crime and had already been caught or escaped abroad. It was not that unlikely for such things to happen. However, Han Tian did not expect the other party to be such a young man. Moreover, he was a tall and handsome young man. Han Tian seemed to feel that she had been staring at Lin Fan for too long and thought she was being a little rude. She blushed. "You can call me Mr. Lin," Lin Fan said. "Mr. Lin, heard that you wish to rent out your place in Washington Palace?" Hearing Lin Fan's voice, Han Tian could not help but force herself to calm down. Her pretty face took on a professional expression again. "Yes, I do," Lin Fan said casually as he sipped his tea. Han Tian smiled and said, "You made the right choice by coming to Lianjia. We're the largest sales and rental platform in the country. We can definitely rent your place out at the highest price in the shortest time possible. In addition, you own a whole building, so you're a big client of ours. Lianjia has a policy that values big clients, so we'll definitely provide you with the most favorable and convenient services." Lin Fan nodded his head indifferently. "All right. Then I'll leave my building to you." Han Tian was stunned. She did not expect Lin Fan to agree to it so easily. He did not even specify the price or ask about the commission rate. Why did he trust her so much? Han Tian's professional face blushed again as she whispered, "Thank you for your trust, Mr. Lin." Very quickly, the contract, which was still warm, was placed in front of Lin Fan. Xiao Xia dragged her tired body into Lianjia. "Do you have any houses in Washington Palace for rent?" Xiao Xia asked expectantly. Only by renting a house in Washington Palace would her brother be able to study at Zhongbei First Middle School. However, how could it be so easy to rent a place in Washington Palace? Today, Xiao Xia went to almost 10 agencies. She was drenched in sweat, but she had yet to yield results. Click. At that moment, Lin Fan had just finished signing the contract and walked out of the meeting room. When Xiao Xia saw him, she could not help but recall what happened yesterday. She scorned him and thought, "Don't you drive a Lamborghini? Why are you working as a real estate agent? The cost of renting a Lamborghini is probably 1 or 2 months of your salary. Poor loser." The salesperson smiled at Xiao Xia and said, "You're really lucky. This gentleman has just handed over an entire building under his name in Washington Palace to Lianjia for us to rent out. Now, Lianjia has a large number of units for you to choose from."
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next chapter.